Wake up, rise up, and pour it out. It's the Cereal and Raisins Morning Show. Your daily dose of flavor and fun.
Baby, let's go!
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's another morning. It's a Tuesday, and you are tuned into Cereal and Raisins. And you're listening to Stasis, and I'm not alone here in the studio. I'm with, who am I with?
Before I actually go in, right? It's just super amazing to see you being happy and being loud. But anyway, Dumeline, ladies and gentlemen, I'll go by the name Mr. R. So
You guys have been missing him so much.
I know, right?
He's finally here. How are you, bro?
How am I?
And how have you been?
How am I? That seems to be $1 million question. How am I? How am I? I went through. I don't want to say I went through a breakup, right?
Yeah.
I didn't. But I went through. This is from a thing that I was heading. I went through a little bit of. I'm no longer there. I hope it makes sense, right? It's a breakup of some sort, business-wise.
Damn.
And to find when have you ever broken up with someone and then you meet your ex's friends who she's no longer friends with, and then yeah. So that's exactly what happened.
And then they say she's the problem.
And then they make you feel bad about yourself, and then you end up just like I was.
How bad is it? Bad why did I date that person?
It was so much of bad. You then say thank God that I left. You know.
Oh,
if you had
leaving wasn't so bad.
Yeah, if you have a business partner, and then to the point where the moment you leave the person, people are like, yo, gee, we were trying to warn you about this, and then you were not there. It was like that bad.
Thank God you're saved.
But yeah, very true.
But big shout outs to Revelation.
Mom's prayers, when mom was saying, it does make sense. But how are you, man?
I'm good. I'm just glad that you're finally here. It makes sense if you're saying you're going through something. You couldn't even talk to the people. I need time to think. But I'm great, bro. It's a Tuesday.
It is a blank Tuesday after all. That's why they call it #blank Tuesday and stuff.
Yeah.
But you had how comfortable are you to talk about certain things here right now?
Jeez, I can't because now I have to say stuff and and put a pause, put 2 fingers on there, oh my god,
oh my word.
I've been here. You're scared of being cancelled, and
that's an honest thing. That's an honest thing. That's just bad. That's really, really, really bad. But I guess with you, Batswana, listening out there, today is actually going to be a wonderful one because I am back. I know, stop. Right? Because I'm back, and actually we're actually going to be having a very wonderful week. I go biodiversity week, so of course I want to say that I went yesterday, but
oh my god.
Let me not lie on a public platform. If you start saying no, I was there, and then people are like, yeah, Mr. Awesome.
You know what's crazy with this? What makes it even more crazy is yesterday I was having a conversation with Boombox, and then he's like, oh no, I had a great weekend. I went to this farmer's thing, but I was there, but I wasn't there. I'm like, oh my god, what's happening?
So nowadays we're no longer in 4K, we're now in 8K. But with the things that are happening, because remember the glasses, I don't want to be caught in 1080, bruh, 1080 pixels. No, we're trying to be proud.
That's insane.
This is really insane. But I mean, this is the start of the show. Shout out to you, Stasis. Because you're really doing quite amazing, man. You're inspiring me to stay at home and do nothing
and breathe.
and breathe,
It's needed sometimes.
Yeah, Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back just after these 2 songs.
This is the crunch. Real deal.
Your systems are offline.
News you can trust, the facts we reveal. Straight to the point, we cut through the noise. The crunch is here. Power in your voice.
Welcome back, Katahati. If you're back and you're listening right now, it means you're a very special person. Imagine. Imagine.
Giddy early beds and stuff.
The ones who are catching the fattest one. But well, before we go deep into the crunch, explain. Do you have any idea about the whole early bed fat worm? What was the idea behind that whole thing?
Hey man, it was a get up, be early, and go grab stuff.
Or the earliest fat worm catches the bed. Think about it.
What?
The roles are reversed. The earliest worm catches the bed. I get out of the early bed catches the fattest worm.
The worm is getting God's. So you have to choose. Do you wanna be the bed or the worm? You know. I guess.
You have to say pause. That's not really because it sounds like you're cooking, but are you cooking though? Oh, you're being cooked.
Never know.
You will never know. You'll never know. But yes, ma'am, you were still telling me something.
Yes, we are now in the crunch. Actually, can you tell people what the crunch is gonna?
Okay. The crunch is one of the most amazing things. The crunch. No, I'm kidding. The crunch is your short news stories. We're gonna be telling you what's happening in the world and what's happening in the country as well. Just a brief of what we're talking about, what's really making noise in the today, so that when if you are there, unali your friends, you are actually quite smart and you are not
left out.
You're not left out. You know what I mean?
Be part of the conversation.
Okay, be left out. You know what I mean? But as I had said, the crunch, it's something that makes you a little bit knowledgeable and for you to understand what's happening, and so that you can also go and tell your people, hey, like Cristiano Ronaldo is not as the greatest football player than Messi. You know what I mean?
You said what? Sue this guy for doing that.
I see what you did there. Clock it,
Yes.
and lock it in.
So funny enough, first on today's crunch, Botswana is shaking things up, right? So the government has officially launched a new citizenship by investment program, the one that we've been talking about this whole entire time, which means wealthy investors can now earn citizenship by putting their money into the country's economy. That's what it means. Yeah, and for those who might have not heard about it, for those who are lost out of the conversation, so the move initially was announced by the president, Duma Boko, and is meant to help diversify beyond diamonds and attract international talent. You know, critics also say it could benefit the rich more than locals.
Because I did want to say that. Okay, but yeah.
But supporters also see it as a bold step towards economic growth. So I think that the question is, would you support a policy that sells citizenship for investment if it means more jobs and development?
For me, I think just to touch up on that one, because I'm very smart, you know. But I think it's a very smart move.
Yeah.
How so? Because remember, as much as everything, we also want to be having people of wealth coming in to invest into these spaces, right?
Yeah.
Remember, as much as everything, people want to invest into a place where they can feel they can stay. If you look at South Africa, the main reason why sometimes it's very hard for you to go and invest in South Africa, there's always going to be problems with the cities, with your permits and one on the jiggy dudula thing is now happening, right?
I mean,
Let me get there. And then now, if I can then become a citizen, it makes it so much easier for me to be invested into the space. I am not going to lie. Am I willing to invest home where a place where I call home? Yes.
but then think about it, like what you also spoke about yesterday about the South African Airways opening. They initially announced that they are now having flights every day, each day from starting actually the 3rd, I think, which was yesterday. So which means that's even smarter because people are still coming and going, tourism, business and everything. I think that's way smarter than
Citizenship.
yeah.
But guess the fun fact with that, in South Africa they have the numbers, right? In Botswana we don't have the numbers. Remember, we're still on almost now almost approaching 3 million because of the 600 people who just applied. Right, it's a step towards, right? It's a step towards
One step for
population growth,
mankind,
right? Yeah. Because remember, as much as we might want to do all of that and say no tourism and all on, you look at Botswana. What's the best place? What's our best tourism aspect? Do you know why? Upgrade alone Botswana ko lapeng. Do you know why Botswana doesn't do trips as often as you think? It's not that because they don't have the planes, they just don't have the clientele. Right? You look at the numbers of people who are willing to fly with Air Botswana, not just
specifically Air
you
Botswana.
know what I mean.
Okay.
But then in South Africa, if Air Botswana is also just like not doing well, they will know where we have the population to say, look, as much as it is, we can still go and fly with 20 more people. In Air Botswana, there are times where they only get 2 people to fly per day. Like
But then you realize that they open for trips from Joburg to here, and from like it's still Botswana and South Africa going or coming.
But
so
the difference,
still,
but the difference then that then happens, it also is bringing in South Africans to Botswana. Remember, as much as we are taking Batswana to South Africa, Batswana are not going to stay in South Africa because as much as it is, you still need permits and all of that. And getting a permit in South Africa is just a little bit of a hassle. But then I am a foreigner, I am staying, I'm from New Zealand, right? Shout out to, there's a man in New Zealand. Anyway,
no.
it's a story for tomorrow. We'll tell you what happened in New Zealand. And then I decided to come to South Africa, and I'm seeing there's a hard time. And then someone says, "Oh no, all you just need is a young $10,000 for you to get citizenship in America." A lot of Americans, in Botswana, a lot of Americans are moving back to Africa because of the situation that's happening out there. All you just need is a young 10,000. In America, you need a 1 million USD, of which that's 10 million pula. No, you just need the 10,000. You don't need much. $10,000 US. You already secured yourself citizenship. You're already good, and of which it allows the city to grow. Right?
Yeah, I mean, like on the other hand, I get what you're saying because it's still diversifying the country. Finding out that also Angola has passed Botswana. Like, imagine a country that's known for producing Botswana, Angola, first time the pass. Now the named the best diamond production thingy.
Just because
So
of that.
I get the diversifying part of it. So.
No, but
Yikes.
I was about to say, allow me to also be part of that citizenship program. I can bring in some Ethiopian nanas and let's repopulate this place. I mean, it's about time we have some Ethiopian queens. I mean,
That's crazy. Speaking of diamonds and mining, Botswana Botswana now requires all new mining projects to include at least 24% local ownership. And this rule is designed to give Botswana a bigger stake in the nation's mineral wealth. And you'll find out more right after this break.
Wake up! Wake up! It's a brand new day. Cereal and raisins on the airwaves. On the airwaves. Laugh a little. Learn a lot. Learn a lot. We've got the vibe that hits the spot.
Indeed, we really have the vibes that genuinely do hit the spots. Welcome back to Cereal Raisins, and if you're joining us, give it to Mr. Awesome and Ginali Stasis. And earlier on, we were just talking about wait, what were we talking about? Earlier on, we were talking about the citizenship empowerment program that allows you to buy in.
Empowerment is an interesting word.
Okay, you want to everything that we do now. We really need to be empowered, guys. I mean, come on, right?
Yeah.
But we're genuinely talking about that to say, how do we see it affecting the result? Is it in a positive result or in a negative one? And we were just having a conversation on here where if Motata anali at 100,000 and then Areka, how do we see it becoming a change for Botswana, right? And then just before we ended up leaving you guys with these amazing tunes, we also were talking about the mining sector, because we had started talking about Angola, and then we started talking about the mining sector, where we're saying Hori, now mines are required to 23%.
24.
24 ay ke a le tsamaela ka 1 extra percent wa ba tsamaela ka 1 extra percent ke a go bona tota. It was 23 but because we don't le motsamaisa tero o sharp, so it's now 25%. It's supposed to be sold to what, to locals, is it?
Yeah.
The part of the stake is supposed to be for locals. This includes shares. This includes all of it. I think they're taking it from the Angola deal, where they realized the DBS deal, where Angola ended up taking the majority of the stake with that whole thing. So now they're saying no, so that we do not end up losing things from our locals. Let's also have more than 24% of the stake being
Local.
left for locals. So but then it also then goes back to supporting the initiative of when we are saying Khori, because I like connecting dots. When we are saying Khori, when you are an investor, get a citizenship first and then do your thing.
Speaking of
that, it becomes another thing.
Yeah, because some people are now worried whether it might scare off investors. What, okay, I'm doing this, and then 24% has to now go there. Ghana, don't forget, you have to also pay tax, which is now something else.
It's become something else. And plus, you are there, you're like, as much as I want to invest in that space, I also, let's say with the citizenship rule, if we were to say that, to be also of, look, I just only want to invest, that do not want to be involved in your country's politics. I want to be a Zimbabwean for.
And then guess what the government said after all of that? They said, no, it's also about fairness and equal national benefits. So the question also comes back, where
you have to now know someone to, you know it becomes
so should local people always have a guaranteed share in the country's resources?
That's another
That's a
thing.
question.
That's a very, very good question, because sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, it's very hard to just trust random people on your certain spaces, especially to give them stake in your hiring them is a different thing, but giving them stake, it's a larger stretch. But anyway, you were still talking about other things, the stasis, because this is just this is deep.
But I think this was also a follow-up to the citizen program thingy, where okay, fine, you're here, but again, 24% has to go to like local people, which is
Because I actually wanted to find out how it works. Do I
Interesting.
need to do I need to pay the money to the government, the 100K, the 10,000 US dollars, or am I just coming with resources worth 10,000 US dollars?
that's a great one. We should ask the government.
Yeah, I think I'm actually going to be having a conversation about that to see how then do we see it going. But anyway, it's a conversation for another day, man. Quite interesting. Quite very, very interesting. You see
my
that silence right there?
Okay, no,
anyway.
let me
Mm-hmm.
not talk about this one because it's a bit controversial.
It's a bit contra.
If you've noticed your groceries and bills going up, you are not alone. Because
Wait, hold on, guys. I realized fuel was up. 200 pula used to take me to Mahalape and back. Now 200 pula, give 50 pula wa petrol.
That's crazy. And you know what? Inflation has climbed to 3.7%, the highest in over a year. So, which means well, fuel, foods, all of these
They've
things
increased
will
by 3%.
yeah,
Jesus.
which is just now a little bit terrible.
So now when inflation goes up, does that mean also our peace goes up? Radio stage as radio manager, re batla go find out le gone gore are we getting more paid after this?
That's a great question. We should be asking you, Mr. Awesome.
Because
The government. We should ask the
the
government.
government thought because this is now a little bit of a concern, man.
And the central bank has raised interest rates to cool things down. But many households are still feeling the pinch. Like, yeah, you can still feel it. Like, you once bought bread for like 8 pula, now it's
12, 15.
yeah, or like 9 pula. And like you know, as a child, when they give you that 8 pula and you come back, like, no, it was more.
It's become
not
now when they give you that 10 pula, you're no longer buying the bonzi for yourself for the hard labor that you did, because it's just becoming another thing. But
It's tough, man.
yeah, but the question then comes back to what do you think can be used to hedge against this inflation? How do we think we can survive this whole thing? Because let's not lie, when someone was saying no, increase prices, you then increase prices. We are not hedging against anything. Everything now keeps on going up, right?
Yeah.
Because now other people are surviving on rent, on whatnot, and then when you used to be able to survive with 5,000 becomes less now, because your bills are now going to end up to at least of 6,000. So the right question then you ask yourself, what then does that mean for a young Motswana?
So now on the political front, it's been 1 year since UDC, right? And the UDC, which is led by our lovely president, Duma Botho. Yeah, since the time he came to power and everything, it's been a year, and you know, we've been seeing change, to be honest. Like, we were going okay until now suddenly things are happening now. From 1.9 is now at this, and then but then we've been seeing change, and other people on social media are fighting for okay. Ever since this change, we've been seeing something new and all of that, but some ministries are not even doing much. They're not doing anything. We're not seeing a difference. And then other people are even mentioning the Minister of Health. How does this happen where we have shortages in health, in medicine and everything, and then you don't score there in the forefront to say, okay guys, since I'm here, the plan is to do this, but you send the president and he gets the bashing, but you I just apparently he's so arrogant, but then he's not even doing like any change. So it was painful to watch.
You know, we are actually going to have a deeper conversation just after this. So stay tuned, and as we unpack that whole conversation, then let's hear. We also want to hear your thoughts. But we just genuinely have a conversation. Peanuts and nothing, and that just makes your day feel like literally just after this.
Serving laughter, music, and good vibes every morning.
You don't know why it's going on.
The Cereal and Raisins Morning Show.
Imagine not knowing what's going on. That's really a bad one. But welcome back, Botswana. Bang. If you are joining us, you are tuned into Cereal and Raisins, and I'm called Mr. Awesome. And I'm not alone. I've got the one, the only, the beautiful.
I wonder who that is.
The one and only, the one who knows how to dress. The one, when we talk about fashion sense, why charasente. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to me. No,
yeah, because I was about to look for the person you're talking about.
But
Fashion?
But ladies and gentlemen, that's our lovely sister, Mita Stacy. And if you're just joining us, we're actually having a conversation earlier on. Firstly, we talked about the citizenship program, where you can now buy in. Then we went to talk about the inflation going up and the mining stakes in the whole species. Yeah. But before we then left for the break, we then started having a conversation about it's been after months now. 90 days they already passed, I get it. And then we are now asking about the leadership. Because they did say we should keep them accountable. Hey, their was not ours. And then we were trying to see what exactly is it that we are holding them accountable for. Because as much as everything as well, if we're voting you inside a certain space, we need to start singing. So we're now trying to find out what besides Pula, there's new rain and stuff, what else have they brought to their country, right? And please, ladies and gentlemen, please note the views and expression on this show are not necessarily of the presenters or of the radio as well. These are genuinely just conversation that we're just having with you, and all of those type of things. But yeah, Stacey, you're about to tell me, besides the rain, what else has the rain, the heat, and the inflation, what else did we get? Something that is new?
Like on a positive note, I mean, the government has launched several reform programs to revive agriculture, energy, and manufacturing. So I think they're doing amazing. You spoke about when you started, you spoke about the biodiversity thing, which in my knowledge is one of the first. So it's something.
No, but isn't biodiversity an AU thing?
African Union and Botswana said, listen, come here, come and tell us. You were actually also, even as in Joanning, you guys were teaching people about farming and agriculture and all of that. So it's something I believe is a step forward. It's a positive thing. But hey, I guess the question also goes back, has the government also lived up to the expectations so far? Because social media, they're eating them up, saying, wait, now what are you doing? Hey, this, and it's painful to watch. Even your favorite minister was bashed, Minister of Minerals and all
touch him.
And she's doing amazing.
That one is doing amazing. Touch it by mistake and you die by correction. I'm kidding. I'm genuinely kidding.
I think one thing I like about the supporters and people who actually see what's happening, they understand like, okay, it's a step forward. Let's celebrate the wins, what they're doing, and then the others, when now they just want faster results, or no, give us this now,
They're
no,
looking
no,
for a
no.
shortcut into certain
Yeah.
things, and people don't realize change is not something that happens just like Waban.
Yeah.
It's a step towards it. It's a food. They say one step for mankind, two steps for what? Which one is this one?
Which one?
Two steps forward and one step for mankind. So what? It's a new thing. I mean, quote me for like
Put awesome 2025.
But you know what I mean, right? But like it then becomes a thing. Look, change is not something that just happens overnight. Rome was not built in one day, at least.
Yes.
Right? So for us to build, it starts not just from the government on itself. It starts from the people, because I'm not going to lie to you. The government is nothing without the people. And the people is nothing without the government.
And you know, one great artist, may his soul rest in peace. He said, "It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about the people." He understood and said, "Listen, we don't grow alone. We grow together. You know." So shout out to you.
It's something. So I think it's about that time we'll also start putting certain things on certain steps to say, okay, how then are we seeing the Rome being built? Are we seeing the bricks being laid? Right. The thing is, with most of us who are expecting physical results, or at least there's also I was about to say spiritual, but hey,
it's there.
results, right?
It's there,
To be honest, guys, I am not gonna lie. As much as you might think there's nothing, even this summits being happening, it means it's a spark of a conversation. Sometimes we might say, no, we need things done, but it starts from a conversation to implementation. Before we say, no, let's do this, you need to educate your people about the things that you want to do, right?
And besides, like I saw you once posted on your status, stop smiling because the government thinks so. Okay.
You know what I mean. Yeah. Stop kind of.
So just to follow up what you're saying about summits, like go to these summits and tell them like, yo, this is our problem at ground, because when now they can't see the problem.
Exactly.
They're sitting on money.
That thing where people are coming to this conversation are people who are like awesome. Ukweta a GTI, and you know, it becomes a thing where you're like, but you can't tell me you're having a problem. Or you guys are not joining your associations or these unions. They're very important, because when you're going there, you as a teacher or you as a nurse, you can't go and speak for yourself there. You need to your union goes and speak on your behalf. But then if you're not joining these unions and having this conversation,
how would they know?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, sometimes it's not about you and that person. We look at the whole thing, what's happening in the country. Is it something that is affecting you? Is it something that is affecting the next person? Is it something that is affecting 23 people? And then we start acting from there. I hope it makes sense.
That makes so much sense. I hope it's making sense to the person
Right.
holding the ball right now, eating some oats and stuff.
And saying, but Lanchara, I hope But anyway, that's that. Like it's a conversation, honestly, for another time. But as we said, today's it's called a blank Tuesday for a reason, right? It means we get to talk about anything that then comes right away. If only when you want us to talk about your birthday, please do send a message. It's a blank Tuesday. Every Tuesday, just send a message. Say, yo guys, I want you guys to talk about this, and then we talk about it on air right there.
Even go call my ex. I want them
you
back.
Know, we got you. We will find that ex for you. Hey, find out right? But without wasting a lot of time, I think and for those who are not going to the African Diversity Summit, what are you doing? Samala, we are the summiting. Mewaru submitting was a submitting. Samala, we are thing. Anyway, I hope people also went to church last Sunday, because I did pray for most of you guys to say Modimo Rara. Please look out after for hey, but ladies and gentlemen, I will just be back right after this.
Start your day the right way.
7 o'clock in the morning. Wake up, Harlan. What time is it? Harlan! Harlan! Can you hear me in there?
The Cereal and Raisins Morning Show.
Wait, what are you laughing at, Stacey?
Wake up, Harlan.
Oh, by the way, I love you guys. My apologies for not being present for quite a while now. The thing is, we were trying to make these connections for you guys. But hopefully very soon, so that you know but if you're just joining us once again, Liwe, now what are you doing joining us at this time, right?
The don't be the fat swim or the belly bird,
you know, hey, well, at least we already caught the fattest one. The thick, we already caught the thick one. But anyway, I think we don't do body shame no more, right? It's that was way my 1K style. But Rona, because I'm 2K.
Can we call them the 1%? Because I feel like 1K is just 2 on the nose.
1.9, fine. Because if they call you the 1%, it means you're someone who's thinking outside the box. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, for me, catch you the same place, same time tomorrow or every day. Besides Saturday and Sunday. Please do catch me on Mr. Awesome BW or Power Radio on Facebook. Yeah, for me, Galerata. Bye bye.
Yes, and follow me too on Stasis BW. Like, I know all of you have been saying, yeah, we do dollar something. Don't worry, I got you. Follow me at Stasis BW, and also follow boom_box on Instagram as well. And remember, tuning in Cereal Raisins, it's opportunities for you to laugh a little and learn a lot. Be part of the conversation. Have a great morning.
Bye.
Bye.